We are back at Market Square Arena. Let's take a look now at the starting lineups for tonight. First for Chicago. They come in with a record of 10-6. They're 5-5 on the road. Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen are the forwards. Bill Cartwright is the center. And in the backcourt, Michael Jordan and John Paxson. Their head coach, Phil Jackson, his first year as head coach. He has John Bach, Jim Clemens, and Tex Winter as his assistants. For the Indiana Pacers, Chuck Person and LaSalle Thompson are the forwards. Rick Smits, the much improved Rick Smits, the center. And Reggie Miller and Vern Fleming form their backcourt. Dick Versace, who took over the Pacers last year, now in his second year as head coach. An overall record of 32-35, and a very surprising team, this Indiana ball club this year. Our officials tonight, Hugh Hollins, Bill Oakes, and Tommy Wood. And we are set to get it going from Market Square Arena. And Doug Collins, first of all, this has to feel a little bit strange to you sitting on this side of the court watching this particular team play.
Well, the one difference watching the game, I'm not sweating when I'm watching the Bulls, so it'll be interesting.
The Indiana Pacers will have the chance to score first. Fleming works against Paxson. Down it comes to Smits, working against Cartwright along the baseline. He traveled.
You know, last year, Bill Cartwright really frustrated Rick Smits. He does a nice job banging, and if the officials are going to let Bill Cartwright bang, he's going to be able to get Rick Smits off the block, and he'll frustrate him and force him into a traveling violation the first time down.
Michael has the ball. Reggie Miller has the unhappy assignment of trying to guard him right now. And the first shot of the night is taken, and it's good. Horace Grant gets the Bulls on the board. Fleming brings it down for Indiana. Down to Smits they go again. Smits had a career-high 32 points a couple of nights ago against Denver, and they go to him right away, and they tie it up at 2.
Well, you can see right now the game plan. Go into Smits, try to get Bill Cartwright in foul trouble, see if the Bulls try to go right back at Rick Smits.
That's exactly what they're doing. Cartwright over Smits, wouldn't go for him. Indiana loses the rebound to Scottie Pippen.
Oh, nice hustle play there by Scottie Pippen. Actually, the Pacers mistimed that. Two guys mistimed the jump, and the ball fell, and Scottie was able to pick it up and lay it in the basket.
Chicago up by 2 in the opening couple of minutes of play here in Indiana. Fans still filing in.
I think the one thing this Pacer team does, Reggie Miller really works Michael Jordan hard on the defensive end, tries to get him running through a lot of screens.
Cartwright working on Smits again. And Bill Cartwright has his first 2 of the night. Chicago up by 2, and they're going right after Smits, just as you said, Doug.
See if they'll go right back in the post. They've made a commitment this year to get the ball into Rick Smits. They feel like he's going to be one of the future centers in this league.
Reggie Miller, his hot hand leaves him. Scottie Pippen brings it down for Chicago. Pippen's having a great year.
Yeah, Scottie's doing very well. His game has really matured. He's playing better defense. He's rebounding much better. And when his shot selection gets a little bit better, his field goal percentage will be up too.
Right now, Horace Grant has the hot hand outside for the Chicago Bulls. He has 4. The Bulls have hit 4 out of 5 field goal efforts, and they lead it by 4. Person looping it down to Smits again. Smits again with a nice move over Cartwright, but the shot is short, and Pippen comes away with it for Chicago. In it goes to Grant. He couldn't control.
Scottie Pippen did a nice job that time getting the ball in the middle of the floor. He just sort of handcuffed Horace Grant with that pass. Horace looking over his shoulder, couldn't quite get the handle on it, but if he would have been able to catch it, it would have been an easy 2 points.
Fleming works against Paxson.
Well, you can see every time down, going right inside to Rick Smits.
He can't get that shot to fall again, and Michael Jordan comes away with a rebound.
He looks like he's a little fatigued already. I think Bill Cartwright's laid a body on him a few times, and looks like Rick Smits is breathing pretty heavily here.
Michael working against Miller. Starts to operate, going through the lane, drew the foul. And our first whistle of the night will send Michael Jordan to the line.
The foul is on Rick Smits.
See Michael Jordan that time playing screen roll. He does a great job. He gets in the lane, and you see when he jumps, Pete, he makes sure that he gets his body into Rick Smits before he releases the ball and gets to the free throw line. And Michael Jordan on the season has been to the free throw line already 165 times, so he's shooting over 10 free throws a game.
Trying to win a 4th consecutive scoring title in the NBA, and boy, can he take over a game as he showed you on TNT just 3 nights ago. Against Denver, scored 23 points in the 3rd quarter as the Bulls blew it wide open.
I really think the difference in the team this year is the maturity of the younger players. Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant now both starting their second years. As starters, they've matured. They're in the third year of the league. John Paxson shooting very well, and Bill Cartwright is more acclimated now after being here now for 2 years.
A 6-point Chicago lead with 8:50 to go in the first. Fleming working against Paxson. Again, they go to Rick Smits. Again, he takes the shot. Again, it misses. But Indiana comes away with a rebound this time. Another turnover.
Pete, you have to be very careful. The Pacers have made it such a conscious effort to go to Rick Smits early in the ball game. They're getting a little bit out of sync, and I think it's important to try to go at Bill Cartwright and get him in foul trouble. But right now, the rest of the players are just sort of standing around.
Michael has it front court against Miller. 8:28 to go in the first. Chicago leading it. Pippen gets around Personal on the baseline. Tip wouldn't go, but Grant gets it back again, puts it up with the left hand.
That was a great offensive rebound by Horace Grant. He kept the ball alive.
He has 6 points, and the Bulls lead it 12-4. 8 straight points reeled off by Chicago. Near steal, they get it into Smits, and we get a whistle. Paxson called for his first.
Well, the Bulls that time, they saw that Vern Fleming was getting ready to run a screen roll. They tried to force it corner, and Michael Jordan came over to trap. They actually had Vern Fleming in the corner, but Paxson was called with a personal foul.
Person gets it into Fleming. Fleming operating along the baseline, and Paxson has picked up a second foul.
That's going to hurt now because John Paxson's going to have to sit down. Vern Fleming taking him on the drive. They vacated the baseline area there. John had tried to force him baseline the previous play. That time they cleared it out, and when he turned the corner, no one was there to help. That'll bring in Craig Hodges for John Paxson here early in the ball game.
And Vern Fleming averaging 17.5 points a game. A much improved point guard this year. Really went to work on his ball handling abilities during the offseason. You see Hodges checking in for Paxson.
Well, Craig Hodges is just now starting to round into shape. He's been bothered by a leg injury, something he hurt at the end of last year. It bothered him all summer, and right now he's just sort of getting into the flow of things. But legitimate three-point shooter, and you must match up to him in the open court. When Michael Jordan penetrates, they must always know where Craig Hodges is.
Now we got a technical foul called against John Paxson. So after picking up those 2 personals, Paxson, unhappy with the calls against him, said something and is nailed for a tee, and Reggie Miller will shoot it for Indiana. Wouldn't go for him. It's still a 12-5 Chicago lead.
You know, I feel that the Pacers are a little tight in this first quarter. I don't know if you feel that, Pete. It's a big ball game for them. They're playing exceptionally well. They're in first place.
It looks like they're trying to force things early.
Yeah, they're not really smooth right now. What's going to have to carry them early is their defense. They're going to have to play good defense until they can get to the flow of things offensively.
And they have played good defensive basketball this year. Their field goal percentage, 51%. Their opponent's field goal percentage, only 44%. That's the widest spread in the league. Michael got around Miller. Shot wouldn't go for him. And a loose ball foul called against Chicago.
Well, one thing Chicago is doing here early in the game, they're hitting the offensive boards. They've made a commitment for second shots. And what will happen when you get second shots, you prevent Indiana from doing what they want to do. They like to release early on Michael. They like to run a guy out and force your defense to cross-match. They've done a good job for the Bulls in getting some second shots.
Fleming works against Hodges. Got around him for 2. Vern Fleming has 3. And Indiana back to within 5. Length of the court it goes to Grant. Wouldn't go for him. Rebound pulled away by Indiana. LaSalle Thompson cleared. Gets it off to Reggie Miller. Dangerous pass. Three-pointer hit by Chuck Person.
Looks like Craig Hodges got hurt also.
And Hodges is down. Indiana back to within 2. A 20-second timeout has been called here while Mark Feil, the Chicago trainer, tends to Craig Hodges. And he looks like he is in some pain.
Well, if it's that same leg that he's been injuring, it'll be a problem. It's a little bit above his ankle, and Mark Feil out looking at him right now. But the Bulls cannot afford to lose Craig Hodges right now.
Now they've changed it to a full timeout. So it's 6:58 remaining in the first. It's Chicago leading Indiana by 2.
Pete, let's take a look at how Craig Hodges injured his ankle here. You're going to see it on the left part of your screen. If you keep your eyes there, he's going to roll his right ankle over. You're going to see him, he sort of comes down in an awkward position. You see Craig right there, he rolls over on his right ankle, and that's the ankle that has been bothering him. It's very weak, and you can see he just rolled it over on his own. B.J. Armstrong into the ball game now for Craig Hodges. John Paxson with 2 fouls, so the Bulls are already in problems with their guards.
Michael Jordan takes the short-range jumper and hits it.
Well, that
his
time,
first field goal, he has 4 points on the night, and that's how much the Bulls lead by.
Pacers came out trapping, and the Bulls did a good job attacking Michael with a wide-open shot.
Trying to go down to Smits again, and Smits was breaking the long way. So the turnover gives it right back to Chicago. The rookie from Iowa, B.J. Armstrong, brings the ball down, gives it to Michael. Michael takes it over Smits. Nails another one. He's got 6. And the Bulls lead 16-10 with 6:20 remaining first quarter.
See, the Pacers can get Chuck Person going a little bit. He can maybe go at Scottie Pippen a little bit to make him play some defense.
Thompson set the pick. Person's jumper wouldn't go. Tipped by Miller wouldn't go. Cartwright pulls it away for Chicago. Off to Michael. A 3-on-2. Jordan underneath to Pippen. Pippen had it blocked by Rick Smits. The block by Smits. LaSalle Thompson gets it down to Reggie Miller. Michael's on him. Great defense by Michael Jordan.
Well, Michael Jordan has such quick hands. He came in from behind Reggie Miller. Reggie looked like he had a step on him right at the last moment. Michael reached in and knocked it loose. That was good hustle to get back defensively after Scottie Pippen had his shot blocked.
So Indiana with 19 seconds left on the shot clock. 5:50 remaining in this first quarter. Fleming takes it over Cartwright. Wouldn't go. Person pulls down the rebound and got fouled on the way up.
The foul is on Michael.
In the past, Chuck Person has been able to get to the offensive boards against the Bulls and get some second shots. Scottie Pippen has a tendency sometimes to watch the ball, and Chuck Person that time slipped in, got to the offensive boards, and will get there for 2 free throws. And the Pacers are an excellent free throw shooting team, shooting almost 83% on the season.
Person right at 80% coming into the game. Makes 1 of 2. That's 3 misses from the free throw line, but Smits is there to put it home. Rick Smits with 4. And Chicago leads it now 16-13. Pippen inside to Jordan. He draws the crowd as usual. Gets it out to Cartwright. Armstrong sends it back out to Cartwright.
Well, it was a 3-second violation. B.J. Armstrong had a jump shot, and he tried to improve his position on the floor. If he would just pull the trigger on that jumper, he would have had an opportunity made for his team to get a second shot. That's a rookie mistake. You just got to take that shot, get used to it.
Indiana now with the chance to pull back even if they can convert a 3-point play. They go to Smits again over Cartwright. The second-year player out of tiny Marist College has hit 3 out of 6 from the field. And Indiana back to within 1. 5 minutes to go in the first. Out it goes to Pippen, who had the open jumper, but it's way short. Indiana comes away with it, and they have a chance now to take the lead.
And that's a shot that the Pacers want the Bulls to take, that deep jump shot. They did a good job sealing off Michael Jordan's penetration.
Miller from 3-point land. It's short. Rebound comes out deep. Who's going to get there first? Michael does. Goes sailing over the table, but got it down to Pippen.
Oh, that was just great hustle by Michael Jordan. He ran that ball down and slapped it ahead. And Scottie Pippen, the only one back. Just a tremendous play by Michael Jordan.
Bulls again by 3. 4:20 remaining first. Fleming works against Armstrong. They continue to look inside for Smits, but Reggie Miller will take this one. Wouldn't go for him. Rebound rolls loose. Armstrong comes away with it. Michael takes it over Fleming. He has scored 8 points in this first quarter. 3 out of 4 from the field. 20-15. Smits again. This time it wouldn't go for him. Rebound comes out deep. Fleming takes over. Miller operating along the baseline.
And Scottie Pippen just let him drive right by him. He tried to play the old Matador defense from behind, and that time Reggie Miller took it all the way to the basket for an easy layup.
Chicago by 3.5 minutes to go in the first. Cartwright taking it in against Smits, and they're going to call Smits for a personal. He thought he had blocked the shot cleanly. Instead, he'll be called for his second personal.
His second, the team's second.
Take a look at this. Bill Cartwright spinning in the lane. And there he is. Rick Smits coming over, and Bill Cartwright getting to the free throw line. And what we talked about earlier, the battle of those two big men. Rick Smits now with 2 fouls. And I talked to Dick Versace before the ball game. He said that he's been letting Rick Smits play with 2 fouls, that he's not been pulling him out immediately. And I think that's a good move, because you tell the officials that when the guy gets a couple fouls, that he's able to learn to play with him. You know, sometimes you send up, sometimes you send up a red flag, you take the guy out of the game. But Rick Smits is going to have to be smart here now.
Cartwright shooting just under 80% from the line for the year. Been bothered a little bit by a bad knee.
Yeah, you can see Bill with a knee wrap. I tell you, Bill Cartwright worked so hard in the offseason. He and John Paxson to get themselves ready for this upcoming year.
Nice execution. Fleming finishes it. He has 5. It's a 2-point Chicago lead. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Cartwright comes out, sets the pick for Michael.
Smits has to be careful not to pick up a foul on Michael Jordan.
Illegal defense now called against Indiana.
You can see what's happening when the Bulls are running the screen roll with Bill Cartwright and Michael Jordan. Rick Smits is showing, and they're almost making a soft switch, and then everybody else is zoning up. That time Michael held the ball long enough to where the officials could see it was his own defense. Be interesting to see whether the Pacers make any kind of adjustment on the screen roll with Michael and Bill Cartwright.
And it comes to Armstrong. Grant gives it back to Jordan. Person and Miller both on him. That leaves Pippen open, but his jumper wouldn't go. LaSalle Thompson clears for the Pacers. 5 rebounds for Thompson. Person gets it down to Smits over Cartwright again. Wouldn't go for him. Rebound comes out deep to Person from 3-point territory. Another rebound out to Miller. He'll try one from out there. And a loose ball foul call as they battle for the rebound.
Second shots will kill you in this game, Pete. Reggie Miller and Chuck Person both missed long-range 3-point shots, but LaSalle Thompson got inside Horace Grant and is going to get to the free throw line for 2 foul shots.
2:38 remaining in the first. Chicago leading at 21-19. We've got a timeout, and we'll be back to Market Square Arena.
Well, 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Chicago leading the Pacers 21-19. And Pete, before the game, I had a chance to talk to Reggie Miller, and this is what he had to say with the difference between this year's team and last.
Well, I think after our last game against Milwaukee, when we came back for our team meetings, the team took it upon themselves to make a commitment to work hard over the summer, and we came into camp in shape instead of coming to camp to look to get into shape. And I think that put us a week ahead of time, and basically the guys are a little bit more committed this year.
You could see it coming a little bit at the end of last year, couldn't you, Doug, with this team? They really played quite well after the All-Star break. They were over 500 a year ago.
Yes, and they've gone on the road, and they've got 3 big wins on the road. They've won at Atlanta in the home opener. Then they went and they won in Milwaukee, and they also went to Boston Garden. So they have gotten a shot in the arm and a dose of confidence, and going on the road and winning. Pete, we did some statistics here before the game. Teams that are above 500, their records at home are 102-15, and on the road they're 50-66. That lets you know how difficult it is to win in this league on the road.
Scottie Pippen looked like he got hit in the eye. He sits down. Charles Davis checks in for Chicago, and Dreiling is checked in. Greg Dreiling replacing Rick Smits. LaSalle Thompson at the line. He's in the top 10 of the league right now in free throw shooting. He's 8th in the league, shooting 90% from the free throw line.
You know, I felt that when Indiana got LaSalle Thompson, he was going to be their Rick Mahorn kind of player. The guy do the dirty work, set the screens, rebound. And with Dick Versace coming from Detroit, I think that's a pretty good analogy. He just sort of grinds it away inside all the time for these Pacers.
We are tied at 21, 2.5 minutes to go in the first. Jordan looking inside. Out it comes to B.J. Armstrong for the open jumper, way short. Thompson, his 7th rebound of his first quarter, down to Reggie Miller. And Miller got fouled. Indiana can take the lead here.
Here's one thing that happens when Michael Jordan goes to the offensive boards. B.J. Armstrong took that jump shot. Reggie Miller released. And when he released, there was no one to cover back. B.J. Armstrong, the only one that can get back. So Michael Jordan must be aware now with B.J. Armstrong looking to take that shot that he and Charles Davis must protect the backcourt, not let Reggie Miller leak out for an easy basket.
Now Detlef Schrempf, one of the early candidates for the league's 6th man award this year, is checked in. LaSalle Thompson getting a preview. There you see Reggie Miller. Now he has picked up his scoring in his NBA career. Donnie Walsh, the president of the Pacers, saying this morning, though, they were never really worried about Miller. They knew he'd eventually become a good offensive performer on this Pacers team.
You know, he's an underrated defensive player, too. He really gets up and competes against Michael Jordan. He makes him work hard for all of his shots. You know, no one's going to stop him, but he makes him work hard.
Pacers leading it by 1. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first. Grant will take it over Shrimp. A little strong with the shot. Rebound pulled away by Person. Down it comes to Detlef Shrimp. He works against Grant. And Grant's going to be called for his second foul. That's 7 personal fouls called against Chicago in this first period. Only 2 have been called against Indiana.
Well, the difference has been with Bill Cartwright in the game, the Bulls have gone into the post in, but other than that, everything has been a jump shot. Pete, now, on the other hand, the Pacers have made a commitment to really look inside, and they've done it, and they've got the Bulls now in foul trouble. Horace Grant with 2, Paxson has 2, Scottie Pippen got poked in the eye, Hodges has a sprained ankle. So the benches are really going to become a factor in tonight's game. The Indiana bench, as we see Stacey King, the Indiana bench, all veterans. The Bulls bench, you have 2 rookies, and Will Perdue, who really didn't play that much last year, so he basically is a rookie also.
Pacers have missed 5 free throws in this first quarter. They still lead it by 2. There you see the time left in the first. Jordan over Dreiling.
Another outside jump shot. I'm sure that
they're giving him that shot.
They're going to give him that. I'm sure Phil Jackson would like to see the Bulls get the ball inside a little bit more, a little inside-out attack.
Down to Fleming. Fleming off the glass, wouldn't go. Chicago on the run. Michael Jordan. Got 2, and he'll have a chance to make it 3.
Well, Mike Sanders just made a cardinal mistake right there. When Michael Jordan is coming at you, you do not backpedal. He should have wrapped Michael up at half court. They're not in the penalty and forced him to take the ball out. He backpedaled, and when you get that close to the basket, Michael's going to get to the line. You got to give that foul up. At least you foul him out there, make him take the ball in. Michael converted a 3-point play. Just a great effort in the open court.
He now has 11 points in his first quarter, and he gives Chicago the lead back, 24-23, a minute 15 remaining in the first. Armstrong with a near steal, but Fleming recovers. Dick Versace says Vern Fleming is the most tireless basketball player he's ever coached. Says you can play him 40 minutes a night, never wears out.
Well, he really worked hard in his ball handling in the offseason.
Sanders taking the short-range jumper, and Mike Sanders.
That's a big addition from Cleveland. He's a very, very good role player, good sound defensive player, and streaky offensively. He can hurt you on the offensive boards with a short-range jump shot.
Pacers up by 1 again. Jordan working against Miller. Down it comes to Cartwright. He takes it over Dreiling, and Bill Cartwright with his second field goal. He has 5.
That was a tough shot. Dreiling made him turn and face way outside, and he still was able to stick it.
Chicago up by 1. The lead has changed 4 times in this first quarter. Armstrong trying for the steal, instead is going to be called for his second personal. So now you've got Paxson with 2. You've got Armstrong with 2. You've got Grant with 2. You've got Scottie Pippen on the bench after getting poked in the eye. You've got Craig Hodges on the bench after turning his ankle, and that could become a factor late in the ball game.
Well, I think that, Pete, when you see here early in the game, you see that the commitment the Pacers have to get the ball inside, even if it's Mike Sanders posting up, it forces the Bulls to collapse in, and then it gives you a little inside-out attack. I tell you, I must have jinxed the Pacers because I talked about what a great free throw shooting team they are, 83% on the season. And here
they're
in the
only
first,
6 out of 12 in this first quarter.
Yeah, their free throw shooting has really hurt them. The one thing they are getting to the line, though, that's an important stat.
They have been a hot shooting team. They've won 4 games in a row, and they've been shooting well over 50%. In fact, their last victory over Denver, they shot over 60% from the field.
Bulls should hold it here for the last shot. See the Pacers trapping, trying to force them out of their offense.
About a 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Only 6 seconds left now on the shot clock. Armstrong will take it, and they work that clock down. Armstrong got his first 2 points of the night, and it's a 2-point Chicago lead with just over 4 seconds remaining in the first. And it comes to Dreiling. Dreiling to Fleming. Fleming to Shrimp. Can they beat the clock? No. Quarter number 1 comes to an end with the Chicago Bulls leading the Indiana Pacers 28-26. Quite a battle brewing here at Market Square. About to begin here at Market Square Arena. Pete Van Weeren along with Doug Collins. Chicago leading Indiana 28-26. And in that first quarter, Doug, the hot shooting Indiana Pacers didn't hit with very good percentage.
Well, they only shot 9 for 23 for 39%. The Bulls 12 for 24, 50%. Big difference was Indiana got to the foul line 13 times, Chicago only 5. Although the Pacers only shot 54%. Bulls out-rebounded them 16 to 12. Rick Smith's only 3 for 8 from the floor. Chuck Person only 3 opportunities, 1 for 3.
Neely is checked into the Chicago lineup. Randy Whitman is checked into the Indiana lineup as quarter number 2 gets underway. Chicago up by 2. Jordan had 11 in the first quarter.
Well, Michael with a three-point shot. Michael's going to have to carry this team on the floor offensively, either create shots for Paxson or drop the ball into Stacey King. Charles Davis and Ed Neely not really offensive threats.
Bulls now lead it by 5. Ricky Green's also checked in. Detlef Schrempf operating down low. Couldn't get it to fall. Rebound comes out. Sanders controls. Over to Randy Whitman. Ricky Green takes it over Jordan. That one wouldn't go. Neely pulls away the rebound.
Ed Neely's a solid player.
He gives you quality minutes, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. You can count on him playing solid basketball, getting strong rebounds, playing good, solid defense.
Bill Cartwright missed a couple of games. Neely in one of them pulled down 11 rebounds. Charles Davis gets his first 2 of the night. Now Chicago's opened up a 7-point lead.
Well, it's bench against bench basically right now with Michael Jordan and Paxson being out there as starters for the Bulls.
And it comes to Sanders. Nice move by Mike Sanders. He has 5.
That's a well-executed play by the Pacers. They ran a double curl that time. They curled Whitman and then followed him right up with Sanders and was able to get inside the lane.
A 5-point Chicago lead, opening minute of quarter number 2. The Bulls have scored their last 5 trips down the court. Michael Jordan tries to make it 6, and there's a miss. And the rebound is pulled away by Dreiling. He and Stacey King were battling for it there, along with Charles Davis. And we're going to get a whistle against Chicago. And a foul call against Stacey King, his first.
See, what Dick Versace is doing right now is he's bringing Rick Smits right back in the ball game, feeling that Stacey King can't handle him. Maybe he can get Rick Smits off against Stacey King. Let's see how the Bulls defend it. Will they double team if the ball goes down in the post to Rick Smits?
They go right down to Smits again, but Michael, anticipating that pass, came over and picked it off.
Well, Ricky Green didn't let Michael clear. He tried to make the pass too soon, and Michael just waited. And he does such a great job of that.
Davis works against Sanders, comes back out to Jordan. Down to 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Neely is wide open. Couldn't get it to fall. Detlef Schrempf pulls away the rebound. Schrempf finds some room. Nice move by Detlef Schrempf, his first field goal. And Indiana's back to it in 3.
Well, no one stopped the ball that time. Detlef Schrempf took it coast to coast. You got to make a commitment to stop the ball.
Stacey King sends it over to Paxson. Randy Whitman now guards Michael Jordan.
Paxson will get an open shot here if Michael has to dish it.
Ball is loose. Neely comes down with it, sends it back out to Paxson. And they get a fresh 24. Davis over Schrempf. That wouldn't go. And a loose ball foul is going to go against Chicago. Another whistle against the Bulls. Stacey King called for his second. So King, Grant, Paxson, and Armstrong each with 2 personal fouls. Will Perdue now checks into the Chicago lineup. Horace Grant coming back in.
I think Phil Jackson realizing he needs another offensive player on the floor with Ed Neely and Charles Davis and Will Perdue on the floor. He had to bring Horace Grant back in to give Michael Jordan a little help out there offensively. Paxson's going to have to look for his little spot-up jump shot.
Bulls leading it by 3. A little over 9 minutes to go in the first half. Look at Schrempf battle for that rebound with Davis.
Well, Will Perdue's got to block Rick Smits off the boards. Right now, Will needs to give him some quality minutes so that Phil Jackson can rest Bill Cartwright. Otherwise, he's going to have to try to come back in with him. They're going to go right inside to Rick Smits.
Sanders gives to Randy Whitman. Trying to get it down to Schrempf, and there's Michael Jordan with another steal.
Well, he's playing a tremendous defensive game. Michael just reading every passing lane tonight, and the Pacers a little lazy with the ball, and turnovers are a factor.
He can't get the jumper to fall for him, though. Detlef Schrempf clears. Indiana on the run. 3 men back for Chicago, but they'll kick it back out. Down it comes to Sanders operating inside. That wouldn't go. Rebound pulled away by Will Perdue. Trying to get it over to Michael Jordan. Threw it away.
As we talked at the start of the game, turnovers could be a factor, Pete, especially for the Pacers. They average over 18 turnovers a game. They only have 5 now. but they've made some lazy passes in the post. You cannot be lazy around Michael Jordan. He will come back and steal the ball. You must make him clear before you try to enter that ball in the post.
Reggie Miller is checked back in, replacing Randy Whitman. Miller with the ball now. Smith's operating now against Purdue. Tried to get it underneath to Miller, and it's stolen by Grant. Just over 8 minutes to go in the first half. Chicago leading it 33-30. Taking the jump shot from just inside the three-point line is Charles Davis. Wouldn't go. Schrempf comes away with another one. Gets it down quickly to Sanders. Right back to Detlef Schrempf off the glass kit.
Detlef Schrempf is a tremendous player for this team, Pete. He can play big guard. He can play both forward positions. That time taking the ball inline to inline, creating a lot of problems for the Bulls in their transition defense.
And like Fleming, Dick Versace says he is tireless. Can go out there and just run all night. Michael working against Miller. Grant takes it over Schrempf. Wouldn't go. Schrempf trying to come up with the rebound. Will Perdue gets it. Wouldn't go for him, and tipped by Grant, no good. And on the fourth try, Will Perdue converts his first two of the night.
Well, the Pacers got to get on the boards. You cannot leak out until you get that rebound. They're trying to drift out to get the easy layup on the other end. Must control the boards.
7 minutes to go first half. Bulls leading it 35-32. Green looks inside to Smits. They're going to let him work against Perdue. And Rick Smits with 8 points.
Will's got to push him off the block there. That's too good a position. You saw the difference. Bill Cartwright made him work for everything. That time too easy.
Chicago's lead a 1-point lead. 6:40 to go in the half. Paxson has had a red-hot hand from outside this year, but he hasn't gotten shot off yet.
Yeah, he has. He got in foul trouble and just hadn't been able to get an attempt on it.
Now Jordan goes through all the traffic, had it tipped away by Sanders. Loose ball. There's Detlef Schrempf with it again. Off to Ricky Green. Back to Schrempf. He has 7. Indiana has a 1-point lead. Paxson working against Green. Detlef Schrempf has come off the Indiana bench, given him 7 points, pulled away 3 rebounds. Davis taking the jumper over Schrempf, and Charles Davis has hit for 4 in the second quarter. Chicago has the lead back. With 5:50 remaining, Sanders going to the lane, has a chance for a 3-point play.
You know, right now Phil Jackson is looking over at his bench. Scottie Pippen must still have blurred vision because he's still been on the bench a long time. Charles Davis has played a lot right now.
Charles Davis called for his first personal foul. We've got a timeout with 5:50 remaining in quarter number 2. And here are your Honda leaders. No surprise to see the Lakers there, but Portland number 2, Indiana number 3. Two surprising teams this year.
Well, Portland has played very well. Buck Williams has really helped that ball club. They've gone on the road and beaten 3 straight expansion teams, which also helps. But let's take a look at Detlef Schrempf in the open court, Pete. This is where he's really hurt the Bulls. Throws the ball ahead. Ricky Green gives it right back to him. And you see John Paxson is basically 1-on-2. And then the other time, here's the look from the slam camp. Great look. Ricky Green laying the ball up to Detlef Schrempf with the left hand for the layup. And Detlef Schrempf has come off the bench and done what he has done all season long. That's given this team a real lift.
He's been averaging 15 points and 8 rebounds a game coming off the bench. He has scored 7. Mike Sanders has also scored 7 off the bench. So the Indiana bench really doing it. And Scottie Pippen has checked back into the Chicago lineup. He had to leave late in the first quarter when he got poked in the eye. Mike Sanders will be at the line. Indiana leading it 38-37.
See, in this quarter, Dick Versace has been able to give Chuck Person a good rest because Sanders is playing well. Schrempf is playing well. Ricky Green, so he's got an opportunity to rest Fleming and some of his starters. They should be fresh at the end. Michael Jordan's played the whole half.
Chicago has hit only 4 of 13 from the field. Grant to Michael. Michael trying to work against Sanders. Sanders, good defensive player. Another illegal defense called against Indiana. That's a technical foul. I want to remind you at the conclusion of tonight's game, Doug Collins and I will be selecting the Miller Lite player of the game.
They're really watching that illegal defense closely. When Michael isolates, Paxson misses.
That's amazing.
Here, here's what happens, Pete. When Michael isolates here, Ricky Green has got to make a commitment to come down and double team. He's below the foul line, and being there, he's got to make a commitment to come down and double team. He did not do it, and he was called for the illegal defense.
But it didn't hurt as Paxson, an 88% free throw shooter on the year, missed.
It looks like the Pacers are really sinking back now, wanting the Bulls to continue to shoot the ball from outside.
Indiana leading it by 1. Cartwright puts it up over Smits. And Bill Cartwright gives the lead back to Chicago.
I think Bill Cartwright's eyes light up when he sees Rick Smits. He punished him last year, and he's doing a great job again tonight.
We have had 8 lead changes in this first half. Chicago up by 1. Shrimp. And he'll go to the line. Coming up at halftime, our Prudential halftime report. Craig Sager will be along in our Atlanta studios with scores and highlights from around the league, plus a special story of Indiana's backcourt of Vern Fleming and Reggie Miller. That's at halftime.
Well, the Bulls have a problem now. That was Horace Grant's 3rd foul, and they're going to have to come back with Stacey King. Stacey King is going to have problems trying to play against Detlef Schrempf because he'll take him out on the floor and isolate with him. So it's a tough matchup right now for the Bulls. Charles Davis will play Mike Sanders, and Stacey King will try to play Schrempf. That's a very difficult matchup. Stacey King, better playing players around the block.
Pacers have the lead back after the 2 free throws converted by Schrempf. There's a steal by Sanders, but he couldn't control. And the Bulls will get it back. But the fans here in Indiana loving the hustle of this Indiana ball club. Tickets for this game extremely tough to get. The Rolling Stones played here last night, and they were saying that a ticket to this game was tougher to get than a ticket to the Stones concert last night. The game was sold out about a month ago. Cartwright going up against Sanders that time, wouldn't go for him. Sanders comes away with a rebound off to Miller. 40-39 Indiana, 4.5 minutes to go, first half.
See if they try to go to Detlef Schrempf against Stacey King in isolation.
Sanders looking right at Detlef. Gets the ball into him. Schrempf will work against the rookie King. Michael Jordan pulls away the rebound. 4 rebounds tonight for Michael. Paxson trying to get the lead back to the Bulls. Wouldn't go for him. Gets it right back.
Well, again, the Pacers not getting the defensive rebound. Guys are trying to run out too quickly, Pete. They got to get those long rebounds. That was John Paxson's first shot of the ball game.
Now Cartwright puts it up. That wouldn't go. Another rebound for Mike Sanders. He has pulled down 3 boards all of his second quarter. Miller from long range.
Reggie Miller has unbelievable range on his shot. You let him get his feet together, and he has maybe as good a long shooter as in the NBA.
He has now hit a 3-point basket in 10 consecutive games. He has 8 points on the night. 3.5 minutes to go. Indiana now leading it by 4. Michael takes it over Miller, and he nails one.
You know, Dick Versace doesn't mind. You know, I know that shot goes in, but if he feels like if Michael continues to shoot out there and he keeps him off the foul line, they've got a chance to win this game. He does not want Michael getting his whole team in foul trouble.
Michael now 6 out of 11 from the field. Back in practice this morning, that's exactly what Dick Versace was saying. Give Michael the long jumper. Just don't let him operate inside. They can beat you that way. Less than 3 minutes to go now in the first half. Chicago trailing by 2. Davis tries another one. The rebound pulled away by Sanders. He has had a great second quarter. Ricky Green on the run for 2.
I tell you, great speed. He has always reminded me of Maurice Cheek so much, Pete, in the open court with his speed and his ability to take the ball to the basket. Great play there by Ricky Green.
Pacers up by 4. Pacers are 5-0 against the Central Division. Chicago 3-0 against the Central Division. Something's going to give tonight, though. Michael takes it over Sanders. That one wouldn't go. There's Schrempf with another rebound. Indiana doing a good job on the boards here in the second quarter. Schrempf to a wide open Ricky Green. Wouldn't go for him. Schrempf kept it alive, but Davis picks it off in the corner for Chicago. 45-41. Down to Stacey King. King over Miller.
A nice play there by Stacey King. He did a good job on the boards, and then he was able to run out, and Reggie Miller just couldn't stop him. He's too big back there, and he was able to get the easy layup.
You see the time remaining. That was the first basket of the night for King. 45-43 Indiana.
You know, Scottie Pippen was only in for about one possession. He went right back out. His eye must still be bothering him.
Miller working against Jordan. Trying to get around King. Lost the ball to Cartwright. A 3-on-1. Jordan finds Paxson. John Paxson's first field goal of the night. And we are tied at 45 with 1:20 remaining. Miller got it right by King. Reggie Miller has 10 points in the game.
Well, Stacey King didn't give Michael Jordan any help that time. Reggie with a little screen and roll, and Stacey's got to step out and give some help to Michael. Michael trying to fight over that screen. He got hung up.
Timeout.
It is 47-45 Indiana. The Bulls calling a timeout with 1 minute remaining in quarter number 2.
Hi, I'm Craig Sager. It's Rick Mahorn against the Pistons and Orlando and Miami for supremacy of the Sunshine State. We'll have highlights at halftime. We'll also visit the homes of Vern Fleming and Reggie Miller, a duo that keeps opponents off guard. But first, let's go back to Pete and Doug.
Okay, thank you, Craig. We got a good one here at Market Square Arena, 47-45 Indiana, and it's been the play off the Indiana bench and some problems on the Chicago side. That is the ankle of Craig Hodges. Scottie Pippen has also been
He looks like
out of action. His left eye.
Looks like a fighter that was thumbed.
Looked like he was in that ring last night with Sugar Ray and Roberto.
And Horace Grant has 3 fouls, so you can see right now that 3 important parts of the Chicago puzzle are sitting on the bench. Ed Neely in the ball game right now replacing Stacey King. Phil Jackson over talking to Stacey King about his defense. And Michael Jordan has had to play the whole half because of the injuries to all these other players in foul trouble. Paxson got 2 early fouls too.
Jordan working against Miller. And Cartwright down low, got fouled by LaSalle Thompson. That's his first. It's only the 4th foul called against Indiana. They only had 4 personal fouls this entire first half. The first foul called against them in the second quarter. And it comes to Jordan. You see the time remaining. Michael gets the shot away. And will go to the line. Reggie Miller called for his first.
Reggie Miller that time. Good defense on Michael. The last minute it looked like he tried to reach in, and Michael did a nice job of getting the contact with his body and then drawing the personal foul. Nobody in the league can draw fouls like Michael Jordan. He just has such great ability either to post you or to drive you, and has a great ability to hang in the air. But I'm sure that Michael right now is going to start feeling some fatigue here. He's played this whole half, but he's had to because of the injuries and the foul trouble to everybody else on the Chicago team.
Putting together this Chicago puzzle has always been trying to find the right combination of people to surround Michael Jordan.
Well, I think the one thing about this year, the Bulls looks like they're getting ready to trap a little bit, but Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen are better players. Bill Cartwright is more acclimated, and John Paxson is just shooting lights out. So the starting 5 has been tremendous. Their big concern right now is getting the bench to contribute.
Counted them up, Doug, and since Michael has been on the Bulls in 1984 when he joined them, they've had 47 different other players on the Chicago roster. We are tied at 47, and Chicago will have a chance to grab the lead here. Michael's contributions in this first half, 18 points, 5 rebounds. He has 5 assists. He has stolen the ball 3 times. About a 7-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock. 6 seconds now remain on the shot clock. And it's Michael's show right now. Gets it off to Cartwright, who's wide open along the baseline and just did beat the buzzer.
Well, Bill Cartwright can make that shot. He can step off the lane. He has range to about 18 feet.
Chicago leads it by 2. Indiana trying to tie it up, and a fine move by Vern Fleming, who has 7 points. Less than 2 seconds to go. Jordan can't control Indiana.
Well, it's a good look there by Ed Neely. He tried to throw it over the top. Michael Jordan fortunately got his hand on it. Otherwise, Pacers would have got the ball underneath their own basket. Michael tipped that ball, so they'll have to play it here the length of the court, 3/4 court.
We'll see if they can in any way get a shot off in less than 1 second. 0.8 of a second remaining. They loft it high in the air. Person comes down with it, and the horn sounds, ending the first half. And we're right back where we started from. Dick Versace and his Indiana Pacers tied with the Chicago Bulls 49-49 at halftime. Thank you, Craig Sager. 49-49 at halftime. Chicago, Doug, has lost Craig Hodges for the night. He's not going to return after turning an ankle. We don't know how much playing time Scottie Pippen will get in this second half. He didn't get many minutes in after getting his eye scratched.
Well, Indiana got real big play off their bench from Mike Sanders and Detlef Schrempf. We knew that. The Bulls, on the other hand, Horace Grant got in foul trouble. Scottie Pippen got poked in the eye. Paxson in foul trouble. Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant shot 5 for 15 collectively. They missed 9 of their last 10 shots. Michael had to carry the load in that first half
because
he didn't get
of all the injuries. He played all 24 minutes.
It looks like Scottie's going to start the third period. They're going to have to step up their play to give Michael a little bit of a rest here.
So the Bulls have the first possession, tied at 49. Third quarter underway. Pippen. Michael Jordan hits his first shot of this second half. He has 20 points on the night. And Chicago a 2-point lead. Third quarter just underway. Thompson, Fleming, Miller, Smits, and Person, who hit only 1 of 4 from the field in the first half.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's see if Chuck Person becomes a little bit more of their offense here. Only 4 opportunities in the first half.
Well, they went to Smits again that time, and this time Cartwright blocked the shot out of bounds. See if Dick Versace tries that attack again. That worked a little bit in the first half. Right to Smits.
Only 5 seconds. We're going to have to get a quick one.
And Michael right there in the middle of it again.
Well, this is the new rule now, only 2 seconds, so the clock will not recycle. They only have 2 seconds to get the shot off. Scottie Pippen's got to be really careful. They'll throw in and throw right back.
Right, the alley-oop to Smits. What a great play.
Oh, back pick, and no one talked on it. They stepped up and back picked Bill Cartwright. Nobody talked.
We are tied at 51 with only 2 seconds left in the shot clock. Indiana able to execute an inbounds play and score on it. Cartwright runs into Smits. He was looking for a whistle against Smits. Instead, the ball's going back to Indiana.
Well, this is a great play. Back pick by Vern Fleming, it looked like, on and there was no talking, and Rick Smits almost offensive goaltender. The ball looked like it was almost in the cylinder.
So now Indiana can grab the lead. And it goes again to Smits. He puts it up over Cartwright. Can't get it to fall. Grant comes away with a loose ball off to Paxson. Chicago on the run. Michael. Jordan has 22. Chicago leads at 53-51. 10.5 minutes to go in the third.
Well, this is reminiscent of Denver the other night when he had 23 points. Michael with a quick 6 points here in this quarter.
Looking inside is Fleming. And they get a whistle away from the ball. A 3-second violation is going to give it right back to Chicago.
You know, again, Indiana stagnant here in the start this third quarter. Not much movement, really making a commitment to get it inside as they did in the first half. Right now standing around a little bit.
And as you mentioned, Person has hardly been involved at all in the offense tonight. And he's a guy who averages 17 field goal attempts a game. He's tried only 4 shots tonight. Paxson trying to get a hot hand outside. And a loose ball foul called.
The foul is on Chuck Person of the Pacers. His first.
Chuck Person called for his first. Bulls leading at 53-51. We've got 10 minutes to go in the third. Michael, who took over the game against Denver Tuesday night, trying to do it again here on Friday night at Indiana. He now has 24. He has all 6 of Chicago's points in this third quarter. Get it into Smits again. Smits trying to get it underneath to LaSalle Thompson. Ball still belongs to Indiana.
Well, the Bulls did a nice job defensively on that screen roll. Bill Cartwright jumped out quickly, and the rotation by Scottie Pippen to knock that ball away.
Then it comes to Miller. He takes it over Paxson. Nice shot by Reggie Miller off the glass. He has 12. And it's a 2-point Chicago lead. Oh, that was Fleming on the basket. I'm sorry.
Well, great pass there by Bill Cartwright. Horace Grant on a back cut, and LaSalle Thompson got caught peeking. Beautiful pass on a give and go from Bill Cartwright to Horace Grant.
Fleming works against Paxson, making a move toward the hoop. Had it partially blocked by Grant. Got it right back and put it home. Vern Fleming has 4 in the quarter, 11 in the game. 57-55, Chicago by 2. Grant with a turnaround jumper. Horace Grant now with 10 points. Chicago up by 4 again. 8:48 remaining in the third. They get it back into Rick Smits. Smits has not been able to hit that close-in shot, but he drew the foul that time.
You can really see on that post play, Michael Jordan is really laying in the weeds there, and he's waiting for, you're going to see, here comes Michael from behind, and he almost gets the steal. Reggie Miller curling underneath the basket, but the Pacers are going to have to be very careful. Rick Smits, as he brings that ball down, Michael's attacking him from the baseline side. He had 3 steals in the first half on plays very familiar like that.
Smits averaging 15 a game, but that's a little bit deceiving. He had 32 in his last game. 4 games ago, he had 25. He has 11 on the night, 59-56. From the free throw line, Smits hitting only 69% of the year, but he hits both of those, has 12. And we're back to a 2-point game. Chicago up with 8:43 to go in the third.
I think the Pacers are going to trap here, see if the Bulls can attack it, maybe get the ball in the middle.
Person guarding Pippen. Michael Jordan over Miller. Michael hasn't missed in this third quarter. He has 8 in the quarter, 26 in the game. Underneath to Miller, but he couldn't control the pass a little high. Chicago on the run. They've got a 4-on-1. Off it comes to Grant for 2 more.
Turnovers.
7 assists now for Michael Jordan to go along with his 26 points. The Bulls up by 6. A little over 8 minutes to go. Fleming finds Person. Person operating along the baseline.
Well, they're going to need him to get it cranked up offensively. He's got to start going at Scottie Pippen.
That's his first 2-point field goal of the night. The only other field goal he had was a 3-pointer.
Scottie really can't see out there very well right now, but he's doing a good job just occupying people and making him think that he's going to be a presence.
Bulls have hit 7 out of 8 from the field in this quarter, make it 8 out of 9. And all the scoring in the quarter has been done by Michael Jordan and Horace Grant. 65-59, Chicago by 6. Indiana wants to talk it over. A timeout with 7:37 remaining in the third, and the Bulls leading it by 6.
65-59.
NBA Friday on TNT. The Chicago Bulls versus the Indiana Pacers is brought to you by Jeep and Eagle, the official vehicles of the NBA. And by Wendy's, the best hamburgers in the business, and a whole lot more.
Pete Van Weren, Doug Collins back with you from Market Square Arena. 65-59, Chicago leads it. Coming up next week on TNT. On Tuesday night, Philadelphia and New Jersey from the Meadowlands. I'll be joined by Steve Jones for that one. Then on Friday night, Doug, you and Bob Neal team up for a good one. The Lakers and the Celtics at the Garden.
Well, the Lakers will be on a long East Coast road trip. They've been at home most of the early season, so the Lakers get their first shot of going east. We see Dick Versace and Bob Hill, Bob Osipka, the Indiana Pacers coaches, and I still think that Chuck Person is going to have to become more active in this offensive scheme right now. Get him going a little bit.
Comes down to LaSalle Thompson. He puts it up over Cartwright.
He caught his own missed shot. That should be a violation. It was an air ball, and he caught it. It should be a travel.
And that is the call. So the ball goes back to Chicago. Michael Jordan has hit 5 in a row in this third quarter. Chicago as a team has hit 8 out of 9. Michael Jordan's been on the court this entire game. He's a little banged up early. Down to 6 seconds left on the shot clock. That's all the time Michael needs. There's his first miss of the third quarter, and there's the 8th rebound and the 9th rebound of the night for LaSalle Thompson. Thompson lost it. Smits gets it back, puts it up over Cartwright. Good recovery by Rick Smits. He has 6 in the quarter, 14 in the game. Bulls lead at 65-61 with 6:45 left in the third. The Bulls turn it over again.
Well, the Pacers want to make sure they get a good possession this time down the floor.
Person couldn't get the jumper to fall. Smits on Cartwright. He gets the shot away anyway. Wouldn't go. There's the 10th board of the night for LaSalle Thompson.
You know, this is a real up and down game right now. I think fatigue is going to be a factor, and right now you'd have to be worried about the Bulls with their bench right now not contributing much. Oh, one unbelievable move by Chuck Person, but even with this big spurt, the Bulls only have a 2-point lead right now, Pete, and you know, if you're Phil Jackson, you've got to be a little concerned right now.
Person now with 8 points. 65-63, 5:45 left in the third. Bulls red hot in the opening minutes of the quarter have cooled off a little. Michael Jordan trying to make a move along the line. We're going to get a whistle against Indiana.
Let's watch this move by Chuck Person. This is an unbelievable shot. Watch this. That's a sense of where you are on the floor by Chuck Person. Actually, it was written by Senator Bill Bradley.
Reggie Miller was called for that last foul. Chicago has it back. Leading by 2, 5.5 minutes to go, and a foul's going to be called against Rick Smits. That's his third.
See, Bill Cartwright frustrates Rick Smits. He bangs him, he backs him down, and Rick Smits gets a little frustrated. He bumped him a little bit, and that's 3 fouls. That's a real key factor because they need Rick Smits in there to play against Bill Cartwright.
Grant gives it off to Paxson, who gets by Fleming going up for the shot. They're gonna call it a goaltend, so count the basket, and you'll get a chance to make it a 3-point play.
If that ball is below the rim, it can't be goaltending. John Paxson loves to use his left hand around the basket. Let's watch, see if it's below the rim. If that's below the rim, see if we get a better angle. Watch it, Pete. That's not goaltending. The shot never had a chance to go in. And the Bulls got a break there. Dick Versace is upset. And John Paxson has an opportunity now for a 3-point play. That shot has to be above the basket to have a chance to go in.
We have seen Paxson miss twice tonight from the free throw line. That's almost unheard of. 67-63 Chicago. 5:20 remaining in the third. Fleming working against Paxson. And there's another steal by Chicago. Horace Grant, the man tipping it away.
Well, Horace with a great play there on the screen roll. The Bulls smothered it beautifully, and Horace Grant pre-rotated over and just took the pass away.
Michael sends it over to Scottie Pippen out of Paxson.
You can see Scottie Pippen right now not even looking for his shot.
Grant couldn't get the jumper to go. Paxson pulls away the rebound. Indiana trying to get back within 2. Fleming dishes off to LaSalle Thompson. He's called for the travel. Dick Versace not very pleased with that call either.
Well, you know, in a situation like that, you know, I'm going to talk to the point guard, Vern Fleming, and say, realize who you're throwing that ball to. If LaSalle Thompson has to put it on the floor and try to go around somebody, that's not a guy you want to give the ball to in the open court, Pete. So Vern Fleming's got to see who that is, and if it's LaSalle Thompson, he's got to use real good judgment on that play.
In the first half, Detlef Schrempf came in and turned it around for Indiana. He's back in there now. 4:35 left, 67-63 on the Wendy's NBA scoreboard. Denver leading Boston at the Garden in the fourth.
Denver's been blown out twice on this East Coast trip, been beat by 20 by both Philly and Indiana.
That battle of the Florida teams being won right now by Miami. Reggie Miller now has 12.
I should say Chicago and Indiana.
Horace Grant.
Nice
Gets
look.
it back outside to Paxson. This is a 3-pointer.
Oh, that's a big shot there for John Paxson. On the season, John Paxson is only 1 for 14 from the 3-point line. Good look from Horace Grant to the weak side.
Schrempf working against Grant. And Detlef picking up where he left off in the first half. He now has 11 points. It's a 3-point Chicago lead. You see the time remaining in the third. Michael Jordan, who has played every minute of this game, works against Miller.
Going to run screen roll again.
Michael operating. Oh, what a move by Michael Jordan.
I don't know how he got that ball in the basket. That's amazing.
Miller answers. Miller with 14. Michael Jordan, by the way, has 30 points, and he has 12 of them in his third quarter. 72-69.
Michael Jordan is unbelievable. Pete,
he shows you a new move every game, doesn't he?
I watched him 3 years as a coach, and I've never, ever stopped to be amazed what he does on the floor.
A couple of other scores. Atlanta's increased that lead again. Houston way down in New Jersey at home. Michael Jordan, red hot in his third quarter. 14 in the quarter, 32 on the night. That's right at his season average for the year. Chicago leads it by 5. He is 7 out of 8 in this quarter, 13 out of 20 on the night. Now Thompson trying to operate in traffic. Wouldn't go for him. Schrempf is at a follow.
Well, that was just a muscle job. Detlef Schrempf just threw Horace Grant. underneath the basket, and a second shot opportunity. Detlef Schrempf keeping the Pacers in the ball game right now.
74-71. Chicago by 3, and a timeout's going to be called.
Chicago.
2:41 remaining in quarter number 3. Chicago leading Indiana 74-71.
Well, Pete, let's take a look at Michael Jordan. No one in the league does it any better. Screen roll. They're trying to force him baseline.
Watch how many different directions the ball goes.
There's
before it goes up.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 points and degree of difficulty, 10.95. And here's Detlef Schrempf. LaSalle Thompson misses. You see Detlef Schrempf on the offensive boards there. Horace Grant just getting muscled out.
And Michael Jordan putting on quite a show tonight, as he does every night. 74-71. Bulls lead it by 3. There is Michael again. What are they calling here? Offensive interference?
I think they called a good basket. They called goaltending. I don't know who. I didn't see what happened there.
Well, Dick Versace can't understand that call either.
Scottie Pippen was credited with the basket.
He has 6 on the night now. Sanders is checked back in.
Well, that was great ball movement that time by the Pacers. The Bulls trapped the screen roll. They made the extra pass. Mike Sanders wide open. Good set play.
Sanders now with 9, 76-73. Bulls up by 3. Grant over Schrempf. Grant has scored 8 points in this quarter. He has 14 on the night. It's been mostly Grant and Jordan in this quarter.
Well, we talked at halftime that Horace Grant was going to have to pick it up offensively.
Chuck Person, who has not been able to get his shooting touchdown tonight. Michael completes the long one to Scottie Pippen, who puts it home. Pippen now with 8. And Chicago's opened up a 7-point lead. Less than 2 minutes to go now in the third.
Right now is a critical time for the Pacers. They need to get a good possession here.
Away from the ball, we get a whistle and an illegal defense called against Chicago. And now Charles Davis is going to check in, and Michael Jordan will get his first rest of the night.
Well, it's a good move by Phil Jackson to get him out about 1:34, then give him the whole timeout. And, you know, with some free throws being shot, you might be able to steal 5 or 6 minutes with Michael here right now.
Inbounds, it comes to Fleming. LaSalle Thompson will take the jumper over Cartwright. That one wouldn't go. There's Detlef Schrempf again. Strong move inside, wouldn't go. Thompson's tip no good. Second time was good. His first field goal of the night, and it's a 5-point Chicago lead. Paxson walks it down for Chicago. Just over a minute to go in the third. Down to 7 seconds on the shot clock. Down to 3 seconds on the shot clock. Pippen will take it from 3-point territory. Wouldn't go for him. Thompson with another rebound. He's done a good job on the boards tonight for the Pacers.
I don't think Scottie Pippen could see. He had to take a tough shot there.
There's Detlef Schrempf for 2 more.
I'd say a critical stage, as I said, for the Pacers. They're down 7. Michael Jordan goes to the bench. If they get a stop here, they've got a chance to pull back within 1 point here going into the fourth period. Could be a real crucial time for them.
80-77. You see the time remaining. Bulls up by 3. They led by 7, but Indiana just scored 4 straight. Once again, they're using a lot of clock. Down to 3 seconds again on the shot clock. Nice speed from Cartwright to Grant to beat the clock.
Well, beautiful play there. Horace Grant saw the double team. He made a cut right to the basket. That's a big hoop right there for Chicago.
Now Indiana will play for a final shot.
So they get Person coming off a screen for a jump shot.
Indiana down by 5. Person with a long-range bomb wouldn't go. Chicago pulls it away as the horn sounds, ending quarter number 3 with the Chicago Bulls leading the Indiana Pacers 82-77, 1 quarter to go here at Market Square. Pete Van Wieren, Doug Collins back with you from Indiana. 1 quarter to go. Chicago leading it by 5. And Doug, it wasn't quite the same show he put on against Denver on Tuesday night, but it was close.
Well, Michael was just a tremendous quarter. He had 14 points. He was also actually able to get a little bit of a rest at the end of the quarter. Detlef Schrempf did a great job also for the Pacers. Here he drives to the basket, a nice reverse layup. He had a couple stickbacks and a couple layups that kept the Pacers alive, but Horace Grant was big in that quarter, too. I thought that someone else other than Michael had to step forward, and with Scottie Pippen's eye bothering him right now, he's really not looking to score. He did leak out and get a couple layups, but for the most part, it was Michael and Horace.
Grant was 5 out of 6 from the field. Jordan and Grant between them 12 out of 14 from the field in that third quarter. Indiana has the ball. Final quarter underway. They've got Fleming, Schrempf, Person.
They have a mismatch with Person on John Paxson. Michael Jordan will have to double down and give some help.
Comes right back to Fleming. He's open. The jumper wouldn't go for him, though. Rebound pulled away by Grant. Off to Michael, who's back in there. He got a 1.5-minute break in this game. Grant takes the jumper. He and Sanders scurry after the rebound. This program authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. Michael with Sanders on him. Sanders a good defensive player. But Michael got around him, lost the ball. Paxson recovers the loose ball. He'll launch one. He might not have been sure how much time he had on that shot clock. He had more than he thought.
Well, Mike Sanders, tremendous defense that time on Michael Jordan. Again, deadlift Schrempf. The Bulls are not getting back to him in transition. That's about 3 or 4 layups, Pete. He's got just beating the big men down the floor.
He now has 17 points. It's a 3-point Chicago lead. He is 7 out of 10 from the field, Schrempf is, and most of them have been, as Doug said, layups.
See, Detlef Schrempf is the kind of guy that he can be on the defensive boards. He's quick enough to get out and run, and he handles the ball well enough in the open court to take it inline to inline. He's a very difficult matchup for Horace Grant.
He just picked up his first personal. Tipped away by Schrempf. He was trying to draw the foul and did.
Now, Horace Grant, the ball was knocked away, and it was loose. He pushed off with his left arm. That will be 4 fouls against Horace Grant.
And Indiana gets the ball back, down by 3.
Here it is right here. Detlef Schrempf's going to knock the ball loose, and then Horace Grant pushes off with the left arm in the face. There's the foul.
Now Detlef working on the other side of the court. Operating along that baseline, finds a wide-open Sanders, but the jumper wouldn't go. Schrempf, another rebound, had that shot blocked by Michael Jordan. Out of bounds it goes. It still belongs to Indiana.
I will tell you, Detlef Schrempf is working his tail off around the basket. He needs some help. Some of these guys, Chuck Person, LaSalle Thompson, Michael Sanders, must step forward. He is working hard to keep his team in the ball game.
A whistle away from the ball. And another call against Chicago.
Always something to watch in the fourth quarter is fouls, especially with 2 good free throw shooting teams. How quickly a team gets in the penalty in the fourth quarter is always a very telling statistic.
Charles Davis just called for his second foul. Comes out to Fleming. Person sets the pick for him, and Vern Fleming now has 13. Indiana back to within 1.
He shot that one, but he didn't look very confident letting that ball go. That was sort of a squirter.
He has that knuckleball shot anyway.
Yeah.
Michael works against Sanders. Ball stripped away by Fleming. Indiana trying to get the lead back. Fleming. Yes. Indiana was down by 7. They've come back to take a 1-point lead with 9:45 to go.
Bulls are going to look to play screen roll. Stacey King and Michael Jordan.
Indiana has scored the last 6 points in this game. The fans are on their feet here at Market Square. 5 seconds left to shoot it. Jordan lost the ball on the way up. He'll go to the line.
Well, this game is heating up, to say the least. But here's a great steal by Vern Fleming. He came over on Michael Jordan as he spun, picked his pocket, and he made a very difficult shot here. John Paxson actually did a good job defensively to get back and force a tough shot. You know, Michael Jordan is working very hard for all of his shots now, Pete, and we'll just tell as time has gone on. With the guys being injured tonight, with Hodges being out, with Paxson in early foul trouble, with Pippen getting hurt, Michael has really had to work hard. Will that be a factor now over the last 9 minutes and a half?
In case you didn't see the first half, Michael Jordan played the entire first half, sat out just a minute and a half in the third quarter. He has just missed his first free throw effort in 6 tries. Now he's 6 out of 7. He has 33 on the night. And we are tied at 83 with 9:27 to go.
Well, this is what the Central Division is all about right here. Bulls showing half-court trap.
They get it to Detlef Schrempf. Nice pass underneath the person, but the Bulls got back on defense. They're going to be called for the foul. Both Stacey King and Scottie Pippen were back there.
Let's see if he gives him a two-shot foul. He is giving him a two-shot foul.
Pippen called for his first.
Scottie Pippen tried to get back on the weak side. Chuck Person faked him in the air. Scottie tried to wrap him up, hoping that he would get a foul before Chuck Person was in the act of shooting. Tommy Wood ruled that he was in the act, and now Chuck Person shoots 2 free throws. Let's watch it here, Pete. We see a nice diagonal pass. Here's Scottie Pippen. He gets into play, and there he wraps him up. They ruled Chuck Person was in the act of shooting, and Scottie Pippen fouled him.
And Chuck Person, who just had his contract extended by 8 years and $18 million. Hits 2 out of 2 from the free throw line. It's an 8-1 run now for the Indiana Pacers, who have taken a 2-point lead.
Pacers now showing trap.
Paxson for 3. Stacey King the rebound. Jordan for 3. Rebound pulled down by LaSalle Thompson. He has 14 rebounds in the ballgame. Fleming over Paxson. Wouldn't go. Michael pulling away the rebound. Bulls on the run. Grant.
Oh, great play. Horace Grant, Michael Jordan. Those two guys have been the offensive story tonight for the Chicago Bulls.
Grant has 18. Jordan has 33. We are tied at 85. There's the time remaining.
Here's the man that's going to have to come right now to the top, Chuck Person.
Working against Pippen, got around him. Shot wouldn't go, but he drew the foul. Scottie Pippen called for his second.
No foul is on Scottie Pippen.
So Chuck Person will go back to the line.
That's also the 4th team foul, so for the rest of the game, Indiana shoots free throws. So that will be an important statistic to follow now. 8 minutes and 21 seconds, and they're shooting free throws the rest of the way.
Person's second miss tonight. Don't forget, right after our game tonight, Fred Hickman will be along inside the NBA. A wrap-up of all of tonight's action, plus some special features. Person hits 1 and 2. He's got 11 points in the ball game, and we've got a 1-point game. 86-85. Indiana up by 1. There's your time left. King lost the ball. Loose ball picked up by Fleming. Paxson, the only man back for Chicago. Foul call. Indiana wants the basket to count. It will not.
Well, the Bulls right now trying to encourage Stacey King. Stacey here a little loose with the ball. He has it knocked away. Vern Fleming in the open court. Let's watch it here. Got it on the way up. That's a good no call. Vern Fleming to shoot 2 free throws.
Another good free throw shooter. He's hitting 86% on the year, but he's only 1 for 3 tonight. Indiana having a tough time of it at the line tonight.
Well, this is playoff basketball. This is, when you get into the playoffs, this is what you have to do, be able to step up and make free throws, because people don't give up easy baskets, Pete. And Vern Fleming, again, shooting that knuckleball up there.
Cartwright is checked back in for Stacey King. Indiana only 14 out of 23 from the line tonight, make it 15 out of 24. And as Doug mentioned earlier, they've been shooting at about 83% from the line all year, but they lead it by 2, despite their off night at the free throw line. 8 minutes to go. It's 87-85 Pacers. Indiana really working on defense, making the Bulls work for every shot. Down to 2 seconds left in the shot clock. Pippen, did he beat it? He did, but the shot wouldn't go. Another rebound, his 15th for LaSalle Thompson. Chuck Person wide open. That wouldn't go, but there's Detlef Schrempf again, and we're going to have a foul call against Indiana.
You know, Indiana's had about 4 opportunities to take a 4-point lead, and they've not been able to do it. That time, Chuck Person with a point-blank shot. Scottie Pippen had to run away from his jumper at the top of the circle because he can't see right now. Pete, as a result, Detlef Schrempf was really able to play a lot of help defense on Michael Jordan.
Person's really struggled tonight from the field. He's only 3 out of 10. Michael Jordan takes it from just inside the 3-point line. That wouldn't go. Rebound pulled away by Cartwright. Stripped away by Sanders. We'll have a jump ball. Reggie Miller is checking back in, and Chuck Person, who's been unable to get a hot hand, will sit down.
It'll be interesting to see now with Cartwright in the game, too, if Nick Versace goes back to Rick Smits. That's the one thing that LaSalle Thompson gives this team, enough flexibility to play both power forward and center, so he can play against Bill Cartwright.
We've got 7:13 remaining. Indiana 87, Chicago 85. Cartwright the tip, but it's over to Fleming. Michael Jordan from behind.
Unbelievable steal. Unbelievable.
Jordan through the lane. Gives it off to Pippen. Pippen to Paxson.
Boy, that burnt when
I
you
thought he
stole
was
that ball.
too.
It made me jump.
But look how hard Chicago's having to work for a shot again against his Indiana defense. They used up almost all the clock last time. Blocked by Thompson. Indiana on the run. Miller got fouled by Pippen. And Scottie Pippen has picked up 3 quick fouls in this fourth quarter. And the Bulls over the limit, so Indiana goes to the line.
That's a real factor. Reggie Miller, an excellent free throw shooter, and the Bulls are going to call timeout.
Crowd is on its feet at Market Square. Along with Doug Collins, Pete Van Wern back with you from Indiana. We got a good one going. 6:42 remaining. Indiana leading it by 2. Want to remind you that tomorrow on our sister station, TBS, U.S. Olympic Gold, featuring the U.S. Open Swimming Championships and the World Cup soccer draw from Rome, Italy. That all begins at 10:50 Eastern Time tomorrow night on TBS. About to resume here. It'll be Reggie Miller at the line. Miller with 14 points on the night, only 1 out of 3 from the line, despite the fact that he came into the game shooting 89% from the free throw line.
You know, B.J. Armstrong played, he played about 7 minutes in the first half. He has not played in the second half. So basically, John Paxson and Michael Jordan have gone all the way in the back court here. Only it's a short blow from Michael.
Indiana's biggest lead tonight has been 4. They led by a 45-41 margin in the first half, late in the first half. And if Miller makes the second free throw here, they'll have that lead up to 4 again.
Pete, what was the score at the end of 3?
At the end of 3 was 82-77.
So in about 5 minutes and 30-something seconds, they've only the Pacers have only given up 3 points.
They have outscored them now 12-3 in this fourth quarter.
Again,
16 for Reggie Miller.
The fact that the Bulls bench has been hurt tonight and Scottie Pippen has been hurt, I think fatigue, as we talked about, is a factor in a game that's played so hard.
Michael Jordan has had to play just about every minute of this game. He only had a 1.5 break. Pippen, who has not been a factor offensively, gives it to Cartwright. He had time to get that shot off, and he now has 11 points.
Well, it's a well-executed play that time by the Bulls. Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant a screen roll, and the Pacers were a little slow rotating over.
89-87. Indiana by 2. Just over 6 minutes remaining in the game. Miller losing the ball as he collided with
Michael Jordan,
who has been all over the court again tonight. Paxson. He is hitting 56% from the field, and most of his shots come from about that range.
Well, a good timeout by the Bulls. They've come in, Paxson with a jumper, Cartwright, and now they're right back in the ball game. I think the Pacers are going to have a difficult time running screen roll. The Bulls are really jumping out big on it.
Detlef Schrempf
Walks.
traveled.
Looks like Bill Cartwright hurt his knee also.
Cartwright, who missed a couple of games 2 weeks ago with a bad left knee, is upset with himself as he is walking down the court favoring that left knee.
That's a real concern of the Bulls. They cannot lose Bill Cartwright this season. They must have him.
You saw Chuck Person check back in. Scottie Pippen going for the slam. Instead got slammed by LaSalle Thompson.
Well, that's the move that Scottie makes. I've really never seen him make it that well going to his left, but he did a great job here of driving strong to the basket with his left hand and going up and trying to dunk the basketball. Scottie Pippen, probably the worst free throw shooter on the Bulls team among their starters, shooting in the 60%, but has been shooting much better as of late.
He has 8 points on the night, but remember, he missed quite a few minutes in the first half after getting poked in the eye. And he hasn't really tried that many shots. He makes 1 of 2. He has 9 points on the night, and the Bulls lead it by 1.
The Bulls show a
20 remaining.
Little fake trap and then recover. I think they're going to have to get a little motion here, Indiana. They've done a...
Person was wide open, but he missed the shot. Rebound comes out right back to him. This time he doesn't miss.
Well, Scottie Pippen that time ran past him and never got back into play, and Chuck Person got the long rebound.
Person with 13. First Indiana field goal in the last 3.5 minutes. 91-90 Pacers. Pippen lost it. Shrimp got a hand on it. Out of bounds. Miller tried to save it inbound. Look out, Reggie. Lined up in the third row. But the ball still belongs to Chicago. Neither team shooting their free throws exceptionally well. We mentioned Indiana, but Chicago hasn't been to the line that much. They're only 8 of 13 from the line.
Well, again, a lot of those have been jump shots. The Pacers have tried to keep them outside.
And we got a call
Michael Jordan.
Chicago. Michael called for his second. Phil Jackson trying to get their attention as Indiana brings it back down. 91-90.
Let's see if they go to that little rub cut they ran last time. It freed Chuck Person up for a wide open jump shot.
Shrimp works against Grant. Person against Pippen. Pippen tipped it away to Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen will have 2 of the easiest points of his career.
Well, that's what Scottie Pippen does very well. If you beat him on the dribble, he'll come from behind and wrap around. Chuck Person has got to be careful. Must push that ball out in front. Scottie Pippen, long arms, and forced to steal.
Chicago has the lead back. 4:15 remaining. Shrimp works against Grant. A whistle. And a foul against Horace Grant. He is in some trouble now. He has 5.
Well, that time the Pacers isolated on Horace Grant with Detlef Shrimp. Now Horace with 5 fouls. The Pacers shooting free throws, as we talked about, from the 8:20 mark of the 4th period. So Detlef Shrimp now stepping up to the line for 2 all-important free throws here with about 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining.
There will be several candidates in this category, but Detlef Shrimp right now looks like a very strong candidate to win that 6th man award if he continues to play like he has.
Here's Scottie Pippen, as you said, 2 of the easiest points of his career with a little breakaway slam dunk.
Shrimp hits them both. He has 19 points. And Indiana has the lead back 93-92. Just over 4 minutes to go. The lead has changed 14 times in this game. Paxson. Deadly from out there.
Well, John Paxson did a nice job that time rubbing Vern Fleming off, and he is just automatic this year.
Chicago back up by 1. Paxson now with 11. Miller. Tried to get it over to Person. Off Person's fingertips. Ball goes back to Chicago, and the Bulls can now expand that lead.
Well, Scottie Pippen did a nice job that time. He faked at Reggie Miller like he was going to pick him up, and then got back to his man, got a piece of the ball, and went off Chuck Person.
You see the time left. Chicago leading at 94-93. Michael will take it over Miller. Michael Jordan's first field goal of the 4th quarter. He has 35 on the night, and the Bulls lead at 96-93.
Big possession right here. Big possession.
Getting it down to Thompson. Thompson really in some heavy traffic, drew the foul. Scottie Pippen has picked up 4 fouls, all in his 4th quarter. And Thompson will be at the line. Sal Thompson ranked 8th in the NBA in free throw shooting coming in, and he's 2 out of 2 from the line tonight. We've got a timeout call. 3:13 remaining. We've got a good one. Bulls leading it by 3.
Clutch Men, Clutch Moments, brought to you by the official vehicles of the NBA, Jeep and Eagle. In their playoff game with the Bulls, Craig Elo hits to put Cleveland up 1. Who will Chicago look to in the clutch? With the game's winner moving on in the playoffs, the Bulls look to Michael Jordan in the clutch.
A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win!
You can expect the best from Jeep and Eagle.
Chicago and Indiana aren't the only ones playing a close game tonight. Rick Mahorn against his former teammates had a big night, 22 points, 14 rebounds as Philadelphia defeats Detroit. Meanwhile, Boston-Denver went down to the wire in a losing cause. Robert Parrish, 38 points, 2 short of his career high. He also had 13 rebounds, but Denver wins it by 1. Portland and Atlanta separated by just 5 points. That is late in the 4th quarter. Orlando-Miami went to overtime, where Miami has a 5-point lead. Now back to Pete and Doug.
Okay, thank you, Craig Sager. A lot of tight games around the league tonight, including the one we've got right here at Market Square, 96-93, Chicago leading Indiana. 3:13 remaining. In foul trouble for Chicago, Horace Grant with 5. Nobody has any more than 3 fouls for Indiana.
I think what's been very important here for the Bulls in this 4th quarter, as Michael Jordan and Horace Grant have cooled off a little bit, Then John Paxson has stepped forward. Scottie Pippen has got a couple easy baskets for him, but John Paxson's hit about 3 big jump shots here in the fourth quarter that have been very, very big for the Bulls to keep them in the lead. LaSalle Thompson now going to the line to try to pull the Pacers back to within 1 point.
Indiana has out-rebounded Chicago tonight, 43-34. And a big reason why is this guy, LaSalle Thompson.
You jinxed him, though. You said how good a free throw shooter he is. So.
Well, that usually is the case, but not this time. He's been shooting at a 90% clip from the line this year. He only has 5 points in the night, but he really hasn't been concentrating much on scoring for Indiana. In fact, Dick Versace told us this morning one of the things he loved about LaSalle Thompson after the trade last year. Thompson came to him and said, "What do you want me to do?" He said, "I want you to set picks. I want you to rebound. I want you to play some defense." And that's basically what Thompson has concentrated on. Bulls up by 1. Paxson has had a hot hand. That almost went.
Boy, that was
Vern Fleming called for the foul.
very close to a 3-point play.
And now Indiana has committed 5 fouls in the quarter, so we'll be shooting from the line every foul committed the rest of the way. And Paxson going to the line. Paxson has missed 2 free throw attempts tonight. He now has 5 points in the quarter, 12 in the game. Bulls up by 2.
If John misses, he usually misses long. He has a tendency sometimes not to follow through on his shot. And when he doesn't, he normally catches back rim.
Made them both. Paxson with 13. 11 of them have come in the second half. Now the Bulls have that lead back up to 3, 98-95, with just under 3 minutes remaining.
Please refrain from throwing objects on the playing surface for the safety of everyone.
Schrempf will inbounds it to Fleming.
We're going to isolate Horace Grant. 5 fouls he has.
Fleming with a ill-advised shot that was not even close. And after a brief battle, Michael Jordan pulls down the rebound. He has 8 rebounds. That's right at his season's average. And now Chicago can open it up to 5. Steal by LaSalle Thompson. Stolen right back by Paxson. Underneath to Michael. Another magical move, but it wouldn't go for him. Detlef Schrempf comes away with a rebound. Loops it across the line to Fleming. Over to Person. Wide open. Miller for 3.
It's a great basketball game. I would tell you, LaSalle Thompson made a great steal. John Paxson a great re-steal. That was tremendous action there, Pete.
We are tied with less than 2 minutes remaining. Reggie Miller has hit 2 3-point baskets. Thompson nearly had another steal.
Well, Michael should be able to isolate on LaSalle Thompson. Oh,
Michael is going to be called for palming the ball.
I tell you, LaSalle Thompson did a masterful job stepping out that time and moving his feet. Knocked the ball away from Michael Jordan the first time. Then Michael looked like the ball was slick, and he rolled it over in his hand.
Indiana 98, Chicago 98. You see the time remaining. Biggest lead for anybody in this game has been a 7-point lead. Miller got away another one. That one wouldn't fall, but he will go to the line. Michael Jordan called for his 3rd.
You know, this is one thing you have to do when you play against Michael Jordan, Pete, is you must make him play defense. And Reggie Miller has made Michael work. Michael has played an unbelievable ball game tonight with his steals and the total floor game. That time Reggie put it on the floor and forced Michael to foul him. He did a smart thing. He almost got the ball to go, and he got 2 free throws.
A winning streak's going to come to an end for somebody here tonight. Indiana's won 4 in a row. Chicago's won 3 in a row. Neither team has lost to a Central Division opponent. That'll change. Miller now with 20 points on the night. He's hit his last 5 field goal attempts. 99, 98. Miller with 1 more. Indiana leads it by 2. 1:28 to go. Paxson brings it down against Fleming. Michael. Oh, boy, that almost went. He waited until the foul was committed purposely and then released the shot, but it wouldn't go for him.
Well, what you don't understand about Michael Jordan is not only his quickness, but his tremendous upper body strength. Watch him here. LaSalle Thompson hangs him out, and he still almost makes this shot.
He can tie it up if he can make these 2 free throws. He is 6 out of 7 from the line tonight. He is now 7 out of 8. He has 36 points. Chicago down by 1. A minute 12 remaining. Michael's best game of the year, 54 on opening night against Cleveland. He missed the second one, and the rebound comes out to Miller. Indiana with a 1-point lead. They have the ball back, just over a minute remaining.
Big possession here for the Pacers. They'd like to be able to go up 3, so a 3-point shot would only tie.
Schrempf looping it away to Miller, an illegal defense call. That's the second one against Chicago. A technical foul.
Well, Michael Jordan got caught playing the passing lane.
And he was nodding his head affirmatively after the call was made, so he knew he was guilty.
Well, this is big because it's a 2-point lead and also the basketball and 24 seconds. I think
Miller now with 8 points in the quarter, 22 on the night.
I think the Pacers have to be really careful about trying to run screen roll. The Bulls have really trapped that and forced them to take tough shots out of the screen roll. Motion game or some pin downs has been much more effective for them.
Fleming gets it over to Schrempf. On the shot clock, there are 13 seconds left. On the shot clock, 10 left. Detlef Schrempf. He has 21. Indiana leads it by 4. Timeout, Chicago. The Indiana Pacers trying to maintain this incredible turnaround. The crowd's going crazy here, but Doug Collins in that Chicago huddle. What options do the Bulls have now?
Well, I think right now the Bulls want to try to get something going to the basket quickly so they can get 2 shots for 1. They don't want to use up too much clock. There's 41 seconds. They need 2 possessions, maybe some penetration, a kick out for an open 3-point shot. I think you're going to see them get something going to the basket. Quick foul, try to stop the clock, or get an easy shot.
Pippen will inbounds it. Does to Grant. Grant gives back to Pippen, and Scottie Pippen gets a quick 2 points. He has 13 in the ball game. It's 103-101. And now Indiana will stop the clock with 36.9 seconds remaining. Just over 36 seconds remaining in the game. Indiana leading it 103-101. Indiana has beaten Atlanta, Cleveland, Detroit, Milwaukee, and Orlando in the Central Division this year. They have not lost to anybody. If they can hold on and beat Chicago, they'll have a clean sweep. 1 victory against every team in the division, and that's how you stay on top of the division.
Well, Pete, Chicago did a great job that time out of the timeout. They got a basket within 5 seconds, something going to the basket, like we talked about. Now, the Pacers must get the ball in, and they want to work. They want to get a good shot. Now, they've gone to Detlef Schrempf against Horace Grant. Horace Grant has 5 fouls. Detlef has had the best of that matchup. The real critical factor, I think, has been in the 4th quarter. Indiana is 13 for 15 from the foul line. Chicago 5 of 8.
And you pointed that out early because they picked up a 5th foul. Chicago did quite quickly.
With 8:21 to go in the quarter, they put them in a penalty. Now, they're going to go length to the floor with this timeout so they can get the ball in. It's very difficult sometimes to get the ball in. Chicago will extend. We'll see if they try to half-court trap.
It'll be inbounded by Person. And it comes to Schrempf.
Remember now, one of the weaknesses of Indiana, they're turnover prone. Let's see if they can get a good shot at the basket.
Fleming got it across the timeline.
Again, Detlef Schrempf on the isolation. Still plenty of time.
10 seconds left on the shot clock. A 4-way collision. Michael Jordan will be called for his 4th.
Well, Michael Jordan was coming from the blind side on Detlef Schrempf. Detlef Schrempf turned his back. Michael was coming on the blind side to try to pick his pocket, and Detlef reeled back into him and drew the foul. Again, free throws are so critical.
Donnie Walsh, the president of this Indiana team, saying before he acquired Detlef Schrempf, he always had a feeling that given a few more minutes per night, Schrempf could play just like he has been.
Well, let me tell you something. I coached against him when I was at Arizona State, and he was at Washington, and he used to kill us. The guy is is a tremendous basketball player because he has no flaws in his game. Now, if he makes this, the Bulls are going to have to call timeout.
He missed it. 104-101. Indiana's lead, a 3-point lead. Chicago with just under 20 seconds. They will have the ball. And now what do you do, Doug Collins?
Well, if it were me, my strategy always was with this much time on the clock, I wanted to get a quick 2 points. I felt like if you go for 3 at this time, if you miss it, the game is over. So I feel like with 19 seconds, that's still plenty of time. If you can run something, get something going to the basket, who knows, you might get a 3-point play taking it to the hoop. I did not like to settle for a 3-point shot unless there were 10 seconds or less, maybe even 8, because there's still plenty of time.
There's still plenty of time, and also their best 3-point shooter is Craig Hodges, and he has been unable to go since turning an ankle in the first half.
Absolutely. Now, what the Bulls did last time was Scottie Pippen threw the ball in, and he stepped right in bounds. They gave it back to him, and he turned the corner. So the guy taking the ball out of bounds is a very important man offensively now in this sequence.
104-101, Indiana leading it with 19.9 seconds remaining. Right after tonight's game, Fred Hickman will be along with Inside the NBA and update you on everything else that's been going on tonight. There have been some good battles tonight all around the league. Also a couple of injuries that Fred will tell you about. I understand John Battle went down in that Atlanta-Portland game. It's going to be a tough man to replace. He's played well.
Well, Reggie Theus being off that team now, they're really weak at the guard spot. And also, John Williams from the Washington Bullets went down this week. Knee surgery, he's out for a long time. So, Pete, the injury is starting to take its toll on some teams this season. And with expansion, teams do not have the depth that they've had in the past. You just cannot afford any injuries.
Doug, you wondered early in the third quarter whether all the minutes that Michael Jordan had played tonight were going to tell going down the stretch into the fourth quarter. You can't always tell by points scored, but Michael had 32 points through 3 quarters. He only has one field goal and 4 points in this fourth quarter.
Well, let's see what the Bulls do here. Scottie Pippen again taking the ball out. They're probably going to try to get Michael open at the top of the key and let him try to drive it to the hoop.
You see the time remaining. Indiana leading it by 3.
Michael wide open for a 3.
Wouldn't go. Rebound. Still alive. Scottie Pippen comes away with it.
Paxson's wide open for a 3. Is that a 3-pointer? Is that a 3-pointer or a 2-pointer?
They're only giving him 2. Chicago wants 3. John Bach wants 3. Now it will be a 3-point basket. A late call on it, but Chicago gets credit for a 3-pointer.
I couldn't see.
We are tied at 104. A very late call on whether it was worth 2 or 3 points.
Well, you know, it was in a dead corner here in front of us, Pete. We couldn't see. Scottie Pippen got the rebound, and he drove it out. There he is. He's behind the 3-point line. There's no doubt about it. He faked. Now, if you're that Indiana player, right, you want to stay on the ground there. You go at him to block that shot. If anything, foul him and give him 2, but you don't want to give him a 3. The Bulls ran a great play there. The assistant coach, Johnny Bach, know Johnny, and that's one of the plays he likes to run as a 3-point shooter. And they freed Michael up. He had a wide-open shot as a 3-pointer. Didn't go, but they got the offensive rebound and were able to stick it in.
Now Indiana will have the ball in a tie game with 8 seconds to try to win the ball game.
Well, what you want to do here is if you're Indiana, first of all, you got to get the ball in bounds. Secondly, you want to try to get something going to the basket if at all possible. You don't want to settle for a jump shot. And if you can, you'd like to be able to get to the free throw line.
The guys they've been going to down the stretch have been Detlef Schrempf and Reggie Miller.
You know, you talk about free throws. See how big that Detlef Schrempf was? That would have given him a 4-point lead. You know, those little things.
104. 8 seconds remaining.
Scottie Pippen has come to life after getting poked in the eye. You know what the Bulls like to do out of this? Phil Jackson likes to trap. It'll be interesting to see if the Bulls try to trap and maybe force a turnover.
We'll see what Indiana has devised for these final 8 seconds. It'll be inbounded by Person.
Bulls are going to take a 20-second timeout. They wanted to see the way Indiana lined up so they could set their defense.
Okay, here's your timeout situation now. Chicago has 1 full timeout left. Indiana has 1 full and 1 20. On Tuesday night, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers and the New Jersey Nets from the Meadowlands, 8 o'clock Eastern time. I'll join Steve Jones for that one. And Doug will be with Bob Neal on Friday night. Always a good matchup. The Lakers and the Boston Celtics from the Garden.
Last year we were in here when I was with the Bulls in a game very similar to this. And surprisingly enough, LaSalle Thompson isolated against Bill Cartwright. It was actually Dave Corzine at the time, drove the ball past him, scored and got a three-point play. So don't take your eye off LaSalle Thompson either. Scottie Pippen will try to smother this inbounds guy, make it a tough pass.
You see the time remaining, and it comes to Shrimp. Shrimp trying to get it over to Person. He launches one short. Person again. Yes! Phenomenal finish by the Indiana Pacers.
Well, Detlef Schrempf taking the ball. He draws the defense. Bill Cartwright gets a hand on it. Chuck Person shoots it. Bill Cartwright is out of the picture. Michael Jordan with a hand in his face. The red clock goes off. I want to tell you, this was a tremendous basketball game. The Bulls made some big plays, but Indiana matched them basket for basket. It was just a great basketball game, Pete.
106-104. Indiana's won 5 in a row. They're still unbeaten against Central Division opponents. Their record goes to 11-4. They stay on top. Chicago is now 10-7. We'll be back.